Hey, what's everyone? So this is going to be my first video for the 12 days of anime, and I must say that this is something that I guess you could say was the first thing to come to mind, and I had to really start thinking about it to remember exactly why this was one of my favorite moments in anime, at least of 2013. Now, this was earlier in the year, and I was browsing a random website, and I was watching some other animes and looking around and stuff, and I found a show called Bodacious Space Pirates. And you know, when I first saw it, I saw the female characters and everything, and I thought, wow, this is probably something that my friend will be interested in. Let's just say he's a lolly. And you know, when I first clicked on it, I went ahead and just started, you know, I thought to myself, I'm gonna probably go ahead and watch it and at least try to see if it actually is something he might like, because sometimes the pictures and things they show you can be completely different than what's actually in the anime. But as I started watching it, a couple of times there were times when I felt this little guilty pleasure. It's like, why am I watching this? Like, why should I be watching this? But, you know, it wasn't really, most of that wasn't until, like, you know, probably later, a couple of episodes later and everything. But, you know, I found myself to be very interested and really fascinated by the actual show. It got very interesting, especially towards the very end of the first episode and the second episode. And it was just, I found myself really watching it. And, you know, like I said, you know, a couple of times I had this guilty pleasure feeling. I also asked myself, why am I watching this? And I found myself getting very interested and just soaked into this anime. And I found myself end up really enjoying it as a whole. I mean, I really loved it. And it really changed a lot of things in a lot of little ways. Like, you know, it really just, you know, one of the main things that did that is that it broadened the types of animes that I watch, you know, instead of it just being narrow and just action-oriented ones, and that's it, because there's much more anime than just action-oriented ones. And I also, you know, I kind of understood, you know, why my friend likes to watch these types of animes. And I'm not saying this is a lolly anime, no, most definitely not, you know, at least not very much. And, you know, I got a great idea of, you know, why he likes to watch these types of animes, as well as, you know, some of the other animes. And it really, you know, I found myself being very fascinated and very interested in it. And I actually ended up enjoying the characters. There was a lot of female characters, but I did really like a lot of the characters. And I really enjoyed just the story. And I got very interested in the whole thing with her and her dad and everything, and just all this stuff. And I actually ended up really enjoying it, you know. And at the end of the day, it didn't just broaden the types of animes I watch, but it also helped me understand, you know, why my friend watches these. And it's really, you know, in a way kind of, you know, built our friendship to be much stronger, because we kind of have a group, you know, me and two of my other friends. We usually hang out a lot. And sometimes when all of us are hanging out or something, me and my other friend will actually start talking about some shows like this and Rosario Vampire and so many other shows. And we'll start really going back and forth and have a conversation about it, and sometimes we'll end up laughing our butts off, and then our other friend will start looking at us and being like, what the heck are you two guys talking about? And then we just keep on laughing about it because he doesn't know. And it's just a weird thing that we got going on, and it's made things very interesting, and it's also, I feel like it's really made him more comfortable, and it's really given him a reason not to be, you know, afraid to talk about those types of things, instead of people being like, well, you're a lolly, or, you know, just really considered an outsider, or just really, you know, he feels no reason to really hold back or anything like that, and that's made things really great. And, you know, just the way we hang out and talk to each other and everything, and it's really made things great. And it's also made me very interested in these types of animes, because at the end of the day, it really made me realize, wow, some of the animes that have a lot of female characters are actually really good. And I wish there was more animes that actually had more female characters. And because of that, nowadays when I'm looking for animes, I feel like I'm actually purposely looking for those animes, because sometimes they're much harder to find than other animes. And I find myself looking for that type of anime, and mostly just that, just because I want to find it, just to see how good it is, because a lot of them tend to be really good, whether it's because it's very appealing, or very, you know, interesting, or very entertaining, or just for, you know, what you get to see in it or something. And I end up really enjoying it, and I'm still hoping they make a second season or something. But I end up, it was a really great thing. I feel like it really did a lot of things, you know. It really made me much more interested in multiple types of animes, you know. I've really got into a lot of animes just because I watched this, and it's really made things better with me and my friend. And it's still interesting that my other friend just, he feels weirded out, and he's like, what are you two guys doing over there? What are you guys talking about? And it's really given me a reason to look for these types of animes, because I really feel that these, there should be more female characters in animes. There should, because they really, if they do it right, they can make some really great characters. and they make things very, very interesting and very enjoyable. I mean, whether you're going for action or anything else, you will very likely be able to find something that you actually will really, really like. So I end up really enjoying this, and this is just one of my favorite moments because it really made a big impact in several different ways, and it was just, that's my first favorite moment in an anime. So thank you guys again for watching. I really can't wait to see your guys' actual first video because I want to see what is your first most favorite moment of this year in an anime. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.